Hey there, life editors! Welcome to another one of our weekly live stream calls. Thank you so much for joining me today. All right, here's how we do it. Every Tuesday, we jump into a live stream that's on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel. And we share a different topic of life editing. And I always take into account what things you want me to cover during these live streams. So be sure to leave a comment and tell me what topics we should cover in the future. So if you are completely new here, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Sage Grayson, and I'm a former book editor turned life coach. I help ambitious women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. I'm a life editor, and so are you. So we've got a really good topic today, and I will say that this is the perfect day for us to be talking about this. Right now, it is storming and raining and kind of scary outside my room. I'm in Los Angeles, and we don't get a lot of rain, so this is like a big deal that it's like raining today. But I actually really love rainy days where it's kind of overcast and just a little gloomy. I don't know. I like that cozy, dark feeling. Let me know if you like rainy days too. But this is perfect because today I'm sharing 13 easy ways to fix a bad day. We're going to take your bad days and turn them into good days. Because let's face it, all of us have bad days, even me. Maybe you're having a lot more bad days than usual, or maybe you go through different periods of your life where you're having a lot of bad days versus when things are all going well for you, or maybe they just jump out at you out of the blue and you're like totally off guard when you have a bad day. So we're going to talk about what to do when you're having a bad day so that you can fix it. You can make it a good day. You can salvage the day because I don't want you like moping around in a bad day. I want you to feel good and happy and powerful every day of your life. So if you are having a bad day, I'm going to give you some really, really easy things that you can do to turn it around. So Marie France says she loves rainy days. I know, me too. I love rainy days. I like it when it's overcast. I don't like it cold necessarily. I'm not a cold girl. I grew up in Chicago with blizzards and 3 feet of snow in the winter, and I hated it. So I'm very, very happy to live in California. But a nice rainy day, it's a little overcast. It's making those pleasant little sounds on the windows. Like it's very, very cozy. I'm definitely going to curl up with a book later and some tea and just kind of chill out and enjoy the rainy day. All right. So let's talk about bad days and let's figure out why you might be having a bad day. Whether it's today or you had one last week or you have one in the future, there are a few common reasons that you might be having a bad day. So let's go over 3 of the most common reasons that you might be having a bad day. So number 1 is you're doing too much. You're burning the candle at both ends. You are totally burned out and overwhelmed. You are doing too much. I know you life editors. You're like, me, I'm not doing, yes, you are. We are all doing too much. This happens to me too. So maybe you took on too many projects at work, or you have these really, really ambitious plans for your business, but it's making you stay up till after midnight to do your work. Or maybe you're doing so much for your family and you're driving your kids all over the place and you're planning for the holidays and you're trying to take care of you and you're working and like you just have too much going on right now. A lot of this having too much is because we lack proper boundaries. And we've talked about boundaries a lot of times on this channel, that if you don't say no to things and you just keep saying yes to everything and try to please everyone, then you're not going to be pleasing yourself. You're going to have too many work commitments. You're going to have too many obligations. You're going to have too many client calls. You're going to be driving your kids all over the place and doing too many family activities. You're going to run out of money and energy and time very, very quickly. So that is the number 1 reason why you might be having a bad day, is that you are doing too much. So leave a comment and let me know if that resonates with you. Are most of your bad days triggered from you doing too much, feeling burned out, feeling like you're being pulled in a million different directions, or what? All right, let's do number 2. The second reason that you might be having a bad day is because you're too hungry, or you're too angry, or you're too whatever. You're not letting yourself feel your emotions. You're not letting yourself be a human being. So I've noticed this in my clients. They have so much going on during the day that they don't even stop to eat breakfast or lunch. And by the time they finally do, they're so angry. They're in between hungry and angry. They're hangry. You know what I'm talking about, where they're just like, ah, and they're just snapping at everyone and they're ready to like eat everything in the world. And it's not a pretty sight. It happens to me too. So one thing you can do about that is make sure that you are taking care of your body and that you're regulating your emotions by giving your body what it needs. So maybe that means you need to have some snacks around instead of getting too hungry, or you need to have an alarm on your phone. I have one of my clients who puts an alarm on her phone so she knows when it's time to eat, so she doesn't get to that crazed hungry state. You might be pushing down and denying other aspects of being a human. I'm going to say it. Maybe some of you don't get up to pee. Maybe you're like, nope, I'm going to sit at my desk and I'm going to work for the next 3 hours and I'm not going to get up to pee. I'm not going to get up to do anything. I'm not going to get up to eat. I'm not going to get up to get water. And you just kind of work through being a human. And that is obviously not good for you. You should be getting up at least every hour to stretch and use the bathroom and get something to drink. So number 2 is you are denying yourself, your emotions, and your body functions, and just being a human being. You're not allowing yourself to feel what you're feeling. So that's the second reason you might be having a bad day. And the third reason that you might be having a bad day is a law of attraction reason. And you know, we love talking about law of attraction here on my channel. You may be focusing too much on negative things and not enough on the positive things. So here's something I really want you to understand is that there are good things and bad things in every person's life. And no day is completely good or completely bad. But we have a choice about what we choose to put our attention to. So let's say like your child brings home her report card and it's got a mix of A's and B's and then there's an F in there. Where do you put your attention? Like what you should be doing is putting your attention on the good things, the A's and B's, and taking into account the things that she excels at, the things that she's good at, the things that she wants to do more of, the things that bring her pleasure. Of course, you want to look at that F too and turn that around. But if you only focus on the bad thing, the F, like she's going to feel crappy. She's going to feel like she's not good enough. She's going to feel like all of her accomplishments and all of her goodness that she is doing, all of her passions don't count when there's one thing wrong. And it's the same for your life. You might have lots of good things and lots of bad things in your life, but you can choose where you put your attention. So if you're focusing on the bad things, like, oh, I got so much debt, or I spilled coffee on my blouse, or there's so much traffic, that's all you're going to see. And you're just going to keep attracting more and more negative things to you. Well, actually, the real thing is that you're not necessarily attracting more negative things. You are noticing more negative things. There's always good and bad stuff in front of you, but all you'll see is more negativity if that's what you focus on. So yes, of course, there's going to be things that go wrong in your day. Acknowledge them, move on, and then put your attention back on the good things in your life. So leave a comment and let me know, have you ever noticed that a bad day, once you focus on it being a bad day, it starts to spiral out of control and more and more and more and more bad things happen? Let's recap that. Here are the 3 common reasons why you might be having a bad day. So number 1, you're doing too much. You have no boundaries, you're not saying no, and you are burning out. Number 2, you are not letting yourself feel what you feel. You are suppressing your hunger or your need to pee or your anger or whatever it is. You're not letting yourself be a human being. And that will definitely cause a bad day. And number 3, you are focusing on negative things and that's all you'll see. You have a negative perception and you're not even noticing all the beautiful, wonderful blessings that are in your life. So leave a comment and let me know, even if you're watching this replay later, when you have a bad day, what is the most common reason you're having a bad day? So let me think about it for me. For me, I almost was going to say that it's because I'm doing so much, but I've been doing this for almost 12 years and I'm really, really good about regulating my energy and how much time I devote to things. So I do have to say the reasons that I have a bad day more often than not is because I'm hungry. I'm too hungry, or I ate something that's like giving me a headache, or making me sleepy. Like I'm not letting myself feel what I need to feel. So let me know which one of those is most common for you. Okay. Well, the rain just let up. It's not quite as thundering and raining as it was just a few minutes ago. So that's good. Let's focus on the good here. All right. I have 13 easy ways that you can fix a bad day. So yes, there are going to be things that go wrong in your life. That's okay. Like, welcome to the human existence. But let's turn it around. Let's not wallow in the bad day. Let's not lose time, especially when you have big, important things that you want to be working on. You have goodness that you want to put out into the world. So let's take that bad day and let's turn it into a good day. And I've got 13 easy ways that you can do that. So choose whichever ones resonate with you the most and try them like ASAP on your very next bad day. Or when you're going through a day and then all of a sudden it takes a turn, it starts going bad. Implement these things right away. Okay, here we go. I will say that some of these things are a bit unconventional and some of them are very common. You're going to be like, well, duh, of course, Sage, that's what I'm going to do if I have a bad day. But some of these you're going to be like, really? Really? And the first one is one of those uncommon things. So when you're having a bad day, number one, I want you to buy something. Oh, yes. I want you to spend a little money. This is also known as a retail therapy. And it really is therapy. I will say this, that if you do have some kind of shopping addiction or you're going into debt or whatever, yeah, maybe buying something when you're feeling bad is not the best idea. But for the vast majority of my clients, they deny themselves good things for themselves more often than not. They are not indulging in self-care. They're not giving themselves treats and rewards. They're not being good to themselves. They're just kind of being these martyrs. And I don't want you to do that. So if you're having a bad day, spending a little bit of money can make you feel better. It can make you feel like, hey, I'm a human and I deserve compassion too. And honestly, buying yourself a nice little something or other can really make you feel good. It can lift up your life. So maybe that's your favorite coffee drink. And just being like, I'm just going to buy my favorite coffee drink. Calories be damned. I'm going to enjoy it. Or maybe that's buying a new book and really enjoying that. Or let's say you're having a bad day with like your business. Spending just a little bit of money on like a business course or a marketing course or a content creation course. I have all of those. If you want to check out mine, can really turn around. You can be like, I'm having a bad day, but I'm going to spend a little bit of money and get better advice, get better guidance, and that will help me out. You might buy yourself a nice little necklace, or you might buy yourself like an experience. Maybe you'll buy yourself admission into your favorite museum and then just go walk around for a few hours. I think spending money gets a bad reputation because people think like, oh, you're just going to keep numbing yourself by buying things or throwing money at the problem instead of fixing the underlying causes. And I hear you. I understand that. But a lot of times we're just in a bad mood. We're thinking negative. We're having a hard time. And golly, if you're having a hard time, be kind to yourself. Like that's literally what all 13 of these examples are, is being kind to yourself. My goodness. I see so many of my clients who just don't even like think about themselves. They're last on their list every day. And I don't want you to keep putting yourself last on your list. There's this thing that a lot of moms, they take lots of pictures of their family, but they're never in the family photos because they're always taking the pictures. So I want you to put yourself back in the picture. Marie France says, I wish I lived close enough to Disney to buy myself a day at Disney World. Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. Disney World is my happy place. I used to live in Orlando, Florida, and I would go constantly, several times a week. And now I live in Los Angeles, so I do go to Disneyland often too. But even before I lived near a Disney park, I would go several times a year just because I loved it so much. I'm a huge Disney fan. But so in an ideal world, you'd have money and be like, I'm just going to go on vacation, or I'm going to go stay in a nice fancy hotel for the weekend. And if you have that money and you can do that for yourself, great. I really like the idea of those white space weekends where you can like block off a weekend just for yourself, whether that's at home or that's in a hotel or wherever, and just kind of be with yourself. A lot of my clients who are writers will take those white space weekends and like hole up in a nice hotel and get room service, no distractions, no laundry, no kids, no nothing like that. And they just write for the whole weekend. In fact, I can't tell you about this yet. Sorry, I was going to say that. I can't tell you about it yet. Yes, things are coming, life editors. But I think if you can take some time for yourself and just be good to yourself for a while, then that's really something that maybe you should invest some money into. So that is number one, is to buy something for yourself. It doesn't have to be hundreds of dollars. It doesn't have to be whatever, $5,000 Disney vacation or whatever it is. But I want you to spend a little bit of money on yourself. Like, heck, even $5, if you spend that $5 and get a nice little coffee drink and have it on your desk. I got to tell you, when I have my Starbucks here on my desk, I don't have one right now, but I have a nice Starbucks here on my desk and like, it's all cozy, like that helps me get through the rest of the day. So if you've got a suggestion for retail therapy, when you're having a bad day, what do you buy that helps you turn it around? Leave a comment and let me know. All right, that's number one. Number two, when you're having a bad day, I want you to create a countdown. Create a countdown. So sometimes when we're having a bad day, I know this was totally me when I was in corporate. There would be no light at the end of the tunnel. I would be like, I'm stuck here in this cubicle for the rest of my life. And it was so depressing. So I want you to create a countdown for something you can look forward to, anything that you can look forward to. So that might be like Christmas, which is 47 days away. I have a little Christmas countdown on my desktop. I use what is called Countdown Timer Plus, but there's like a million free little countdown timer apps, and you can put them on your phone, you can put them on your desktop. You could even do like an old school one. Like, do you remember in elementary school where we take those paper strips and we fold them into circles and we'd have those little paper chains like decorating the room? So you could have those, one for each day leading up to something. Like if you're going to take a vacation or your birthday, you can have like 30 or 40 little like paper chains, and you undo one every time you get closer and closer to your goal, to that event. Here's the thing, when you have something to look forward to, it makes it so much easier to get through the hard days. So that could be anything. It could be a holiday. It could be a vacation. It's when you're going to go out to coffee with your best friend again. It could even be, I don't even know, something that just means something to you. But pick a date in the future, make a countdown so you can watch yourself every day getting closer and closer and closer to that good thing, to that reward. So for me, I always like have countdowns for the holidays because I love holidays. I've got countdowns for my birthday. I've got countdowns for other events or when I'm going on vacation. So create little countdowns for yourself and let me know, do you do a digital countdown or do you do like an old school countdown, like with a paper chain rings or like a calendar that you fill in every day, whatever. But give yourself something to look forward to and create a countdown. I got to say, like when I was like in corporate, I would count down to my vacations and I would revel in that. And it made it a lot easier to get through stuff. Think about that. Even if you don't create a countdown, but I think you should, think about the last time that you went on vacation with your family and you had to work like the week leading up to your vacation. Didn't it make it a lot easier to get through that week when you knew at the end of the week you had that vacation, you were going camping or whatever it is? So give yourself something to look forward to. All right. Speaking of buying things, Marie France says, pens or journals always make me feel better. I totally agree with that. And pens and journals, you can get something for under 20 bucks, under 10 bucks to, for me, like when I'm having a crummy day, I go to Michael's, which is like a craft store, and I just walk and look at all their scrapbook stuff. I look at all their stickers. I look at like all of their silly decorations. Like that just makes me feel good, whether or not I buy anything. And sometimes I do. It's just giving myself like that break and realizing there are still good, fun, little beautiful things in the world. Okay, number 3, and this is the one that's kind of a no-brainer, is when you're having a bad day, write a gratitude list. Like we just mentioned before, it is so easy to get caught up in how wrong things are, how bad everything is going. But I want you to shift your focus about what's going well in your life. And it might be really, really hard to come up with those things, but please, please, please try. And you can just write it in your planner. You can write it on a sticky note. You can put it in your phone, but just write down several things that you are grateful for right where you're at right now. So it could be that you have internet to watch this, you have eyes to watch this, you're breathing, you woke up this morning. Thousands and thousands of people did not. So be grateful for that you have good food to eat, that you have that thing at the end of your countdown timer that's getting you excited and pulling you through the days. That you bought something nice for yourself, whatever it is, create a little gratitude list. Years ago, when I was in my absolute worst job, and I've shared this story many a times, and you're probably sick of it, but I'm going to share it again. I had a job and manager that was just so toxic. Everything was just so bad that I was getting physically ill every day, every morning as I drove to work. I was vomiting every morning as I was going to work. It was horrible. It was horrible. The worst job I ever had. But in a matter of 3 months, I got my dream job, my dream publishing job. Like, obviously being a coach is my dream job. But at the time, my dream publishing job for a much, much larger association. And the way that I did it, the way I turned it around was gratitude. I was like, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep vomiting on the way to work every day and feeling like I'm dying sitting here for 8 hours. So I started a gratitude list every day in my planner. I wrote down things that I was grateful for. And they would literally be things like I'm breathing, that I'm alive, that I have food to eat and water. And I also shifted my gratitude list to my nasty manager, because I had to think about it. Somebody that mean and that cruel and that messed up must have some pretty bad things going on in her life. Like, to be that miserable of a person, you must hate your life to go about your life like that. So I would write a gratitude list about what I was grateful for that awful manager. I was grateful that she was always on time for work. She was very punctual. I was grateful that her shoes always matched her outfit. I was grateful for, even though she was crappy to her employees, she was very kind to her kids. Whatever. I was writing gratitude notes for someone I could not stand. And as the months went on, everything about me changed. My whole perception of going to work changed. I stopped vomiting on the way to work. I'm sorry, I keep bringing up this nasty story, but it was bad. It was so bad. So I stopped getting sick on the way to work. I started looking for new jobs. I started feeling more hopeful that I would get out of this situation. And it was really, really great. So I'm going to say, if you're having a really bad day and it has to do with your circumstances, either you've got a bad job or your business is struggling, or you don't feel good about your health or where you live or whatever it is, just start a gratitude list about what you are thankful for. Even the teeniest, tiniest things count. And over time, it is going to be so profound, it will change your life, just focusing on gratitude. All right, so that is number 3, to change your bad day to a good day. Let's go to number 4. If you're having a bad day and it's about a specific thing, I want you to find the tiniest action that you can take that leads you closer to solving that problem, and do it. So here's an example. Let's say you have a lot of debt and you are swimming in debt and you are really, really struggling. You might not be able to pay off your credit card right now, but today, could you pay $1? Just $1 on your debt. I know it seems like, well, that's not even worth paying anything. Yes, do it. Pay $1 on your debt today. That's going to shift your energy from moping and complaining and drowning in your bad day to action. And we want you to start taking actions to change your bad day. So even if you don't have thousands of dollars to pay off your credit card or student loans or whatever, pay $1, just $1 today. It doesn't have to be every day, but just $1 to shift that energy to action. Here's another example. Let's say that your business is struggling and you're not getting sales and you're just kind of I don't know what I'm doing. What is the smallest action that you can take? Maybe that's just sending an email to your subscriber list. Or maybe that's posting on social media and being vulnerable and saying, hey, I love my business and I love helping people, but I'm struggling right now. Leave a comment about how you're struggling and let's support each other. That's completely free, but you're showing your potential clients that you're a real person. Or maybe that's sending one warm letter. And I've got warm letter templates. I think we've done those here on YouTube, but you can always check out my Startup in 60 program for lots of these templates too, or my Goodbye 9 to 5 program. So think about what's the teeniest, tiniest, smallest thing that you can do to get closer to fixing that bad situation that you're in. So you might not be able to move right now, but could you put $1 into savings so that you will be able to move when you can? Or you might be in really poor health right now, but is there one thing that you can do to like increase your health? Maybe that's getting 15 minutes more sleep. Maybe that's drinking one more glass of water per day. Maybe that's meal prepping one meal a day or one meal a week, whatever it is. Maybe you don't have the energy to go for walks around your neighborhood, but can you do laps around the first floor of your house for a few times? That still counts. That is like the teeniest, tiniest action you can take. So I want you to think of something that's bothering you right now, a situation in your life, in any area of your life or business that's bothering you right now. And what's the teeniest, tiniest, smallest action where you can go from brooding and inaction to shift to action, where you're taking the tiniest action? And leave that in the comments. Let's support each other. Share how you're going to take the smallest, doablest action towards your goals. Okay. Number 5 way to get out of a bad day is to go for a walk. And get outside, breathe some fresh air if you can. If you can't, just walk around your house or your apartment building or wherever it is. But here's the thing, by moving your body and getting the blood flowing and getting the air going in and out, it's going to clear your head. It's going to kind of get you out of the brooding about whatever's wrong. Like this happens to me. Like if I sit at my desk too long, I'm just like work. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, everything's wrong. Everything's wrong. And then if I go up and take a walk, it clears my head and I get some sunshine on my face and I breathe and I'm like, wait a minute, the world isn't so bad anymore. Has that happened to you? So just going outside, getting some sunshine, breathing in the air. If you've got a dog, go take your dog for a walk. If you've got a nice walking path, go do that, or just walk around your house, or march in place. If you literally have no room, just march in place. I remember way back when I was a book editor in Chicago, I worked in Skyscraper, and I would go out every lunch break. I had an hour for lunch, so I'd go out for lunch break and I would walk a mile loop away from my building down Michigan Avenue and do my window shopping, and I would come all the way back to the building, and it took me like 25 minutes or so, depending on how many windows I was looking in. So I'd do that, and then I would go and go eat lunch in the cafeteria, like away from my desk. And I gotta tell you, when I came back, after doing my walk, after eating my lunch away from my desk and like getting out of my typical routine, when I came back in the afternoon, I was so refreshed. I had better ideas. I was able to solve those problems that were giving me trouble for hours and hours when I was stuck at my desk. So I got to say, clearing your head is where you're going to get your best ideas, by moving your body, by taking a walk and just getting out of your literal stuck position. So leave a comment and let me know. Do you take a walk, or do you stretch, or do some yoga, or how do you like break yourself out of sitting at your desk all day long? All right. Number 6 way to fix a bad day is to have a meaningful conversation. So a lot of times when we're having a bad day, we think like nobody else knows what I'm going through. Nobody else knows how much I'm struggling, or nobody else gets it, or nobody else has bad days. Or you might be working on something and you feel like you're all alone and like nobody can help you, or nobody even like knows that you're struggling. But if you can have a meaningful conversation with someone, that lets them know that you're struggling and they can reach out and get you help. It also lets you know that you're not alone and other people have troubles too. And even just talking to another person might even solve your problem. They might give you a new perspective, or they might give you advice for something you had never even thought of. I got to tell you, when I'm doing my calls with my mastermind group, Goodbye 9 to 5, or when I'm having calls with my coach, I'm like, I never even thought about that. But I only got to that point because I was talking to another person. So instead of having those surface level chats like, how you doing? Having a good day? All right. No, like really have a meaningful conversation. Tell them, hey, I'm really struggling with my health right now, and here's how I'm feeling. Or, hey, my business is suffering and I really need to talk about some strategies. or whatever it might be, like paying off debt or something like that. Have a meaningful conversation. That is a really great way to get out of a bad day and realize you're not alone and possibly get a solution that you had never even considered. Let me know when you are having a bad day and you want to talk to someone. Who do you want to talk to? Is it your mom, your sister, your best friend, your boss, even your coach, whoever? Leave it in the comments and let us know when you're having a bad day, who do you talk to? Who do you want to have a meaningful conversation with? All right, number 7. This is one of my favorite ones. If you're having a bad day, I want you to go take a nap. Take a nap. This could be one of those things where we were talking about how you're denying your feelings and not letting yourself be a human. You might be tired. You might be tired. So taking a short nap can rejuvenate you. Again, it's something that clears your head. It gives your body and mind a chance to just chill out instead of plowing through when you're tired. Have you ever tried to write something when you're tired? Have you ever tried to record a video when you're tired? It's like walking through quicksand. It's just, it's awful. So set a timer and go take a nap for 20 to 30 minutes. If you work in a corporate job, you can do what I did, and I would go to the parking garage and nap in my car and then come back to work. Or I did this in college. I did this in college too, because I was in one of the biggest dorms, and then all of my classes, I have a physical education degree. So all of my classes were across the quad, all the way on the other side of the campus by the stadium. So I had to walk like 20 minutes to get to my classes. And then if I had a break in between classes, even like an hour break, it wasn't worth it to walk 20 minutes back to my dorm, sit there for like 20 minutes, and then walk 20 minutes back to class. So I would stay all the way across the university at the stadium. And so I would, it was inside. So inside the stadium, I would sleep under the bleachers. I would set a timer and I would sleep for like 30 minutes and then get up and be ready to go for my next class. So maybe that's a little weird. I could get away with that as a weird, like bummy college student. But is there a way that you could take a nap? If you work from home, then that's easy. You can obviously go take a nap while you're working from home. If you're in corporate, go sleep in your car, or do what you gotta do to just shut your eyes for a while. You could even go to a quiet conference room, turn off the lights, and just take a nap. Let me know if you've heard of this. There's something called a coffee nap, which I was reading like a lot of articles about it a few years ago, but I think it's still popular. It's called a coffee nap. Let me know if you've heard of that. That's where you drink a cup of coffee or anything with caffeine, and then you go nap for 20 and 25 minutes and set a timer. And then at the end of your nap, by then the caffeine from the coffee will start to work. So after your nap, when you actually do let your body rest, by the end of the nap, you'll be wide awake and have energy and be ready to go. I have not tried a coffee nap just because I don't like having caffeine after about like 9 or 10 in the morning. But I've heard for some people it really, really works. All right, so go take a nap if you're tired. All right, number 8, what I just did, I want you to drink water or eat something. Again, this is denying yourself being a human. I always have like a big tumbler. Well, people make fun of me because they're like, there's Sage's big tumbler that she's always got with her. I've got these in like a whole bunch of different colors too. I love them. And I keep them right next to me. So I have water all day long. I drink a lot of tea too, just so I stay hydrated, because I notice it. I notice it when I'm not hydrated. Like my eyes start crossing. I'm foggy. I just don't feel good. So I have to have water with me all day long. So maybe you need to get something beautiful. Get like a beautiful tumbler to hold your water, so you are like encouraged to drink your water. You're like, oh, it's so pretty. I can't wait to pick it up. If you don't like just plain water, maybe put some fruit slices in it. Or you can get those powder packets. You know what I'm talking about? They're like Crystal Light, but they have like all sorts of different ones. Some of them better than others. Like just make sure you're not getting one that's like pure sugar, like a pixie stick. And you can dump those in your water and shake it up so you have like some flavored water too. Or what I do sometimes is I take like just regular water and I just put a splash of like cranberry juice in it. So it's kind of like just like a hint of juice, but not like full on juice. So anyway, going back to like my clients who never seem to take a break for breakfast or lunch and they just keep work, and they're chained to their desk. If you don't have like a good lunch break, or for whatever reason, like the lunch break goes by too quick, or you just don't have a good lunch break, or you've got too much going on or whatever. If that's the case, don't think about having like a great big meal. Think about having little snacks. So one of my clients brings a lunchbox to work with her every day, and it's not like a meal, like a big Tupperware or a big sandwich. It's a whole bunch of snacks. So there's like carrot cakes, or sorry, not carrot cake, baby carrot sticks, and some like ranch dressing, apples, bananas, crackers, sometimes potato chips, bags of like nuts and almonds, just like little snacks that she can eat all day. So she can like snack while she's still working, or she's got like 2 minutes between her next meeting, she can like eat an apple and get something in her stomach. So she might not have like a half hour to sit there and like eat a lasagna or something, but she's still getting nutrients and food throughout the day. So leave a comment and let me know, when you have a lunch break, do you eat like a proper lunch? Do you like go, like I used to go to the cafeteria and get a great big salad and sit there for a half hour and listen to podcasts and whatever? Do you have like a proper lunch break? And if you don't, do you have things that you can eat in the little pockets of time in between your day? Moms are so good at this because their kids are very demanding and are pulling them in lots of different directions. So a lot of moms I know, they don't have like a half hour or an hour to sit and have like a meal. So they need grab and go things like nuts and cut up vegetables and crackers and things that they can like eat and pick at throughout the day, little yogurts or whatever. So let me know, how do you prefer to eat, like a big meal or little snacks throughout the day? But the important thing is to keep your energy up, make sure you're fueling your body, and make sure you're eating so you don't get to that hangry point. All right. Next, number 9, way to turn a bad day into a good day is to listen to a meditation. And I know some of you are like, meditation. I'm a Buddhist, so I'm like, yay, meditation. But meditation can be like a lot of things to a lot of people. And you don't have to have any specific religion or lifestyle to meditate. But the type of meditation that actually helps me turn a bad day around is called Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono meditation. And it is a Hawaiian forgiveness meditation. How many of you have done Ho'oponopono meditations before? Leave a comment and let me know. You can find them here on YouTube. You can search any kind of app. I use Insight Timer, and it has lots of great meditations on it. It's free. But anyway, it is taking responsibility for your life and forgiving those people who are draining your energy or making you feel bad. So maybe your manager is getting on your nerves, or your spouse, or maybe you need to forgive yourself for making a bad choice or being a bad friend or yelling at your kids or whatever it is. So the meditation goes, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So Marie France says, I love a good meditation, Ho'oponopono meditation as well. Yeah. I would say find the type of meditation that works for you, whether it's like a stress reducing meditation or a relaxation one, or a visual guided meditation, or a goals one. But Ho'oponopono works for me on a bad day because I might be mad because somebody yelled at me or something, or maybe I didn't like how I acted in a situation. So I need to forgive them for whatever way I believe that they wronged me, take responsibility for my own life. And that doesn't mean that you are literally responsible. Like if somebody slapped you across the face, are you responsible for the slap? No. But you have a responsibility to your life. You've probably heard that before. It is your ability to respond. That is your responsibility. So you get to choose how you react to those bad things or those negative people or those toxic people in your life. So I can remember years ago, I had a former client who was making it her hobby to kind of, I'll say, to destroy me. She was going out there saying all sorts of nasty, awful things about me. And it was really, really devastating at the time. And I was really upset about it. But what got me through was doing the Ho'oponopono meditations every morning, where I would focus on that woman who was trying to wreck my life And I would say, I'm sorry, because obviously she didn't get what she needed from me. Even though, like, in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna say sorry because I didn't do anything wrong. Obviously, like, something wasn't right, and I felt sorry that she was having such a hard life, that things were not going her way, and she was kind of lashing out at me. So I would say in my head and out loud, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And that was transformative to send love and thanks to this woman who was out to destroy me. And it changed me so profoundly that I stopped feeling angry about it. Because when I was angry about it, I would get more nasty emails from her. And it was awful. But when I started doing the Ho'oponopono meditations, her nasty emails stopped. I stopped hearing from her. Nobody else was saying, like, oh, she's blasting you all over the place. It, like, completely stopped. And it felt really, really good. And I was able to heal and move through that. And it just reminded me that, like, you've heard this before, that hurt people hurt people. And it did come out later that that woman was going through a lot of really awful things in her life. A divorce, she was being audited. It was just a really, really big mess. So after I could see that later, I understood why she was lashing out at me, because, like, everything was, like, on fire around her. And I was an easy target. So I didn't want to try to, like, undermine her or try to, like, get back at her, because I didn't want that type of energy in my life. So I chose Ho'oponopono so I could focus on forgiveness and forgiving her for being in a tough place in her life. And I was choosing my responsibility to choose the response that I wanted to give. And that was, I wanted to give her love and thanks and forgiveness. And I wanted to put that energy out into the world. And that really, really helped me. So let me know if there was ever a time where you were really struggling and what helped you get through that. Like, if you were having, at that time, like, every day was a bad day for me, but meditation helped me get through that. So maybe it is meditation, or maybe it's something else that helped you get through a bad situation. Maybe it was a mentor or a friend or a loved one, or maybe it was reading a specific book series, or maybe it was listening to music or whatever. Tell me what helped you get through a really, really bad time to reframe your life and come out stronger. Woo! All right. Number 10, to change a bad day into a good day. Ooh, this one's a fun one. I want you to act like a persona. What do I mean? Act like a persona. Well, I want you to choose someone. It could be, like, the top person in your field. It could be a mentor or a coach. It could be a fictional character in a book or a movie. It could even be you, a version of you times 10, or pumped up 10 times. But choose this persona and ask yourself, what would blank do? So, like, what would Beyonce do? or what would Sage do? Or what would me, if I was 10 times more energized, what would I do? Or I don't even know, like, your favorite person, what would Wonder Woman do? and think about that. Then, as you're going through your day and things are going to irritate you and you're going to feel annoyed or whatever, think about, okay, if I was acting as my best self, or if I was Wonder Woman or whoever, how would she handle this situation? And then do that. Because the person you're thinking of is most likely strong, confident, definitely has boundaries, knows when to say yes and knows when to say no, honors herself, and is making smart, well thought out decisions. So if that's not where you're at right now, if you're freaking out and having a bad day, totally fine. Just borrow the persona of somebody else. How are you going to act like blank today? I want to hear from you. Who is your persona? Like, Beyonce is Beyonce, but she says in interviews that when she's on stage, she becomes Sasha Fierce. And that's that overly confident, like, takes no shit personality. So I want to know, who do you become when you need to borrow a persona, when you need to act like somebody else? What would blank do? What would they do? So leave a comment and let me know. Who do you imagine when you need to borrow somebody else's strength? Okay, number 11. I want you to watch a favorite TV show or movie, listen to music, and really uplift yourself through media. So I'm talking about listening or watching uplifting engaging, exciting content. So this is something that's going to make you feel better and more hopeful at the end. This is not Game of Thrones. This is not a shoot 'em up, bang, bang movie. This is not a gory horror movie. No. We're listening to happy, positive, upbeat music. We are watching shows and movies that have nothing but happy endings. So think about something that always uplifts you and makes you feel amazing. And do that. I've told you this before, that I'm really a stickler about my energy because I have limited energy. So I don't watch things that make me feel bad or make me or drain my energy. And like, I used to watch Game of Thrones, and I got to maybe like just the beginning of season 3, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore because as good as the acting was and the costumes and the sets, and like, it's a brilliant show, I was feeling like awful watching people get maimed and killed and raped every single episode. I'm like, I can't do this for my own energy and my own mental health. So I have a kind of a bubble around myself where I only listen to upbeat, positive, dancey type music. I only watch shows that are uplifting and have happy endings. I only read, if I don't read a lot of novels, but I only read novels that have a guaranteed happy ending. I don't have time or energy in my life to be brought down, not even a little bit. And you might think like, oh, well, you can just watch a few true crime shows or listen to a few like true crime podcasts or whatever. That's not going to like ruin your life. It builds and builds and builds. It's kind of like a few French fries aren't going to ruin your diet, but it becomes a slippery slope. And then you have a few more French fries, and maybe I'll have a milkshake, and it just goes on and on and on. And you keep giving yourself these loopholes, these outs. So for me, nope, it's just not worth it for me to engage in negativity. So I don't watch. I know some people are going to be like, Sage, you've never watched like a war TV show or something. I'm like, I don't have the time or energy for that. I just can't invite that into my life. So leave a comment and let me know, if you needed to turn around a bad day, what music would you listen to? What TV show always puts you in a good mood? What movie just takes you away from reality? Oh, I got to say, what is the 2005 Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley? Oh, one of my all-time favorite movies. I just put that on, and like the soundtrack is amazing. These beautiful like costumes and sets. I'm just like, oh, I'm just like swept away by it. So whenever I need to feel good, I put on that. And you guys have heard this before. You know what I'm doing. Whenever I need to feel good, whatever time of the year it is, I put on some Christmas music. There's something so like sugary happy about Christmas music. And it's November, so I can listen to Christmas music without anyone calling me out now. But I listen to Christmas music all year long. And that's probably weird to you, being that I'm not a Christian and I never grew up celebrating Christmas. But as an adult, I love the sickeningly sweetness and hopeful optimism of Christmas music. So yes, I have co-opted your Christmas music for my own mental health. All right, so that is number 11, is to listen to something that's uplifting. All right, we're almost there. Number 12, this is a fun way to shift out of a bad day, is to punch it out or crunch it out. What in the world do I mean by that? Well, this is about releasing the stress cycle. And we read that a few months ago when the Clubhouse members, we all read the book Burnout. And releasing the stress cycle gets all that pent up stress and anxiety and overthinking and anger that's kind of living in your body, and gets it out. And then when you release the stress cycle, you feel so much better and you're able to engage with the world again. So for like punching it out, it might literally be punching it out. Maybe you go to a kickboxing class. Maybe you punch your pillow a little bit. Maybe you, I don't know, just run around your house. Maybe you scream really loud. You just get that stress out of your body. For crunch it out, my clients have some really good tips. So one of my clients likes to crunch on any kind of like crunchy food, like carrot sticks. So she's like, crunch, 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 when she's having a bad day, to get that stress out of her body. You can also do this with sugar-free gum. So get a bunch of flavors of sugar-free gum. And then when you feel yourself like, oh, I'm having a bad day or I'm getting stressed out, pop a stick of gum in your mouth and just chew, 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 chew. So that chewing releases the stress cycle, releases the stress cycle, gets that stress out of your body. And I've noticed, I don't chew gum a lot, but when I do chew gum, I get good ideas. It's kind of like that rhythmic movement that you get from walking. Like if you go for a walk and you're just kind of in that rhythmic movement, you come up with really good ideas. So sometimes when I'm chewing on gum or candy or whatever, like I come up with really good ideas too. And I feel just so much more relaxed after you like crunch it out or chew it out or punch it out or whatever. Leave a comment. Let me know. Did you read the book Burnout from a few months ago about releasing the stress cycle? So getting that stress out of your body. So you might be exercising, you might be screaming into a pillow, you might be like punch, 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 whatever it is. There are plenty of ways to release that stress from your body. And because we're going to keep this nice and PG here on YouTube, I don't want to get demonetized, but there are lots of ways to release that stress in your body so that you feel better. So leave a comment and let me know what's your favorite way to release the stress so that you can feel better and get back to your work. So Marie France says, upbeat country music or good Disney soundtrack always cheers me up. Yes, yes. It's no surprise that I'm a Disney fan, so I absolutely love singing along to Disney music too. But yeah, so find that music that's like relentlessly positive and hopeful, that after you listen to it, you're going to be like, yeah, maybe I can do that. I can do this. I can get back to work. Find those shows, find that music. And for me, I make a playlist on my phone. So every morning I listen to upbeat music and then I start my day. It's part of my morning routine. So then I feel like, oh yeah, I can do this. Okay, life editors, we are almost there. We are now at number 13 for how you can fix a bad day and turn it into a good day. You know what I'm going to say. If you're having a bad day, your last resort is to stop working. Take a mental health day. Do not try to do anything else. Don't buy anything. Don't go for a walk. Don't listen to music. Don't drink water. If you're having a really, really, really bad day, I, as your coach, am giving you permission to stop the day, to leave work, to go home, to turn off your laptop, to whatever, send the kids to a babysitter, whatever you need to do, but stop the day for your own mental health. I got to say, this has happened to me in corporate. It certainly happened to me with my own business too. There have been days where I'm just pounded by stress all day long. One thing goes bad and another thing goes bad. And even though I try to pep myself up, I put on my music, I do a gratitude list and I try, sometimes there's no stopping it. And another thing and another thing and another thing and another thing goes bad. And it's just like, you're better off taking a day off or a few days off, taking care of your mental health and coming back to yourself and recentering than trying to trudge through that bad, awful day. I got to say, after my beloved dog, Skyla, died recently, I took more than a week off because I just could not do it. Every single day after her death was a bad day. And I needed to honor myself just to lay in bed and do nothing and just cry and weep and shut out the entire world. And after I gave myself permission just to stop everything, I was able to, again, process all of that, release the stress cycle. I was able to mourn. I was able to take care of myself and come out better than if I was like, nope, I'm just going to keep working, keep working, keep working. Like that wouldn't have been of service to me or to my clients. So your last resort, and honestly, maybe this should be your first resort, depending on how stressed you are or how burned out you are or how bad your bad day is to just stop working. Take a mental health day or mental health week and give yourself permission to breathe and be a human being and feel every emotion that you need to feel. Just stop everything. And I know I'm going to get pushback about this because some people will be like, well, I can't stop because I've got to get paid or I've got to like do this thing or people are expecting me or I got all these meetings or whatever. I know that sometimes stopping and taking a mental health day is uncomfortable. And people might get mad at you. And sometimes bad things will happen. Like maybe you'll lose money for that day, or you'll miss your plane or whatever. But I guarantee the world will keep spinning. The world will keep going on. Life shall continue. You taking a mental health day is honoring yourself. And I think that you deserve to have that freedom in your life, even if that means, hey, you might lose some clients or money that day, or your boss might be mad at you, or I don't know, your kids are going to be mad that you can't drive them somewhere, or someone's going to be mad because you got takeout for dinner rather than making a home cooked meal. I don't care. I don't care. You are deserving of kindness and compassion and love, just like everyone else is. And if you are having the shittiest day imaginable and you just can't take it anymore, then don't take it anymore. Stop everything and just take care of you. That is like the one thing I really want you to take from today's live stream, is that you deserve to take care of yourself. You don't have to put on a strong front for anyone else. You don't have to be a martyr. You don't have to do it for the kids or do it for your clients or whatever. I want you to do it for you. And if you need to stop everything, then stop everything. And you'll come back stronger by giving yourself a chance to feel what you need to feel and honoring yourself. Leave a comment and let me know, did you ever have a day or a week so bad that you just needed to stop everything lest you have a mental breakdown or something like that? Leave a comment and let me know. We did it, life editors. Let's recap. These are 13 easy ways to fix a bad day, take it from a bad day to a good day. So number 1, I want you to buy something, a little retail therapy. Number 2, make a countdown so that you have something to look forward to every day. Number 3, create a gratitude list. Number 4, take the teeniest, tiniest action that helps fix your situation or gets you closer to your goal. I don't care if it's $1 to your debt or walking for 1 minute, whatever. Do one teeny tiny action that's getting you closer to solving that problem. Number 5, go outside, clear your head, move your body. Number 6, have a meaningful conversation with somebody. Number 7, take a nap. You'll feel better. Number 8, drink some water or eat something, and make sure you have lots of little things that you can eat quickly if you're pulled in a lot of directions. Number 9, listen to a meditation, specifically Ho'oponopono, the Hawaiian forgiveness meditation. Number 10, act like a persona. What would blank do in this situation? And then do it. Number 11, watch your favorite show or listen to your favorite uplifting music. Number 12, release the stress cycle. So punch it out, crunch it out, do whatever you have to do to release that stress from your body. And then number 13, stop working and take a mental health day. Damn it. You have permission to be a human being. And as human beings, sometimes things fall apart, and that's okay. All right, so those are 13 easy ways to turn around a bad day, but I want to hear your ideas. So even if you are watching this replay, go ahead and leave a comment and tell me, what do you do when you're having a bad day to turn it around? And I think all of us should be sharing our best tips because, let's face it, we are all going to have bad days. There is no way to avoid that. It just happens. And that's okay. But what I don't want you to do is wallow in a bad day and make it a bad week or a bad month or a bad life. So fix it when as soon as you notice it, and you can use any of these tips. All right. Next steps for you, life editors. I want you to choose your the best ways to fix a bad day, the ones that resonate with you, and maybe even like write them on a Post-it note and like keep them in your desk. So when you are having a bad day, you have them close at hand, and you're like, oh, let me put on a song, or oh, let me do a meditation, or oh, let me take one tiny action, in case you forget about it. Because honestly, if you're in the middle of a bad day, you might not have the wherewithal to remember all of these. So just write down your favorite ones. And then leave a comment. Even if you're watching this replay, leave a comment. Let me know your best tips and tricks for fixing a bad day. And if you do have a bad day and any of these help you out, let us know. Let us celebrate with you. All right. I don't see any other comments coming in, but I do see your comments. So even if you're watching this later, go ahead and leave a comment and keep the conversation going. And if you have a topic that we should cover during one of our future live streams, let me know in the comments. Okay, life editors, thank you so much for being here for this live stream, and I am wishing you a very, very good day. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.